These are the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds, OnePlus's latest flagship earbuds offering, but can they actually end up being my new favorite pair of earbuds? Let's find out. What's up, internet? I'm Brian MacDuff, aka BMac, and welcome to another video. So yes, indeed, today we're going to be reviewing these bad boys right here, the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds. And like I said, these are OnePlus's latest flagship earbuds offering in an already pretty saturated and competitive wearable earbuds market. So can the Buds Pro 3 enter the fray and compete to possibly be my new favorite? First things first, I do need to give a huge thank you and a shout out to OnePlus for actually sending out a pair of these OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds for me to be able to check out and enjoy. So OnePlus, thank you. I appreciate you. But with that having been said, let's start things out right away here with the design of the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds and how these babies are looking on the outside and how they're built. The Buds Pro 3 are your typical STEM style earbuds with ear tips, 4 different ear tip sizes to choose from, by the way, to give you a truly customized and secure fit and feel. And the Buds Pro 3 do also feature a very sleek and stylish shiny finish with 2 different color options to choose from, either in Midnight Opus or Lunar Radiance. Basically just fancy ways of saying black or white. And they do come with a flip-top wireless charging case that matches the color of the earbuds themselves, complete with an almost leather-like etching in the outer plastic of the charging case to give it a very premium look and feel. Inside the earbuds themselves, you are getting dual drivers, an 11mm woofer, and a 6mm tweeter, with twin tailored DACs, independently tuned for each driver, which almost certainly is going to give you a better overall and more accurate listening experience, even if that's something you're not gonna immediately and readily notice, but more on all that in just a few minutes. All of this complete with 3 microphones and a bone conduction VPU microphone within the earbuds themselves. And the Buds Pro 3 do also offer an IP55 dust and water resistance rating, which is gonna protect you from that everyday dust and of course those occasional splashes. And they're comfortable and secure and easy to control when it comes to track controls because of their stem design. You get single, double, or triple squeeze either the left or the right earbud stem for playing, pausing, skipping, or backtracking your music, or for even invoking the voice assistant, entering game mode, or even starting a Zen mode air session. You do also have a squeeze and hold function that you can take advantage of, which is gonna allow you to toggle between noise cancellation on, noise cancellation off, and or the transparency mode. And then last, but most certainly not least, something we're seeing more and more of incorporated in earbuds these days, the ability to simply swipe up or down on the earbud stem to control the volume. But let's take a second here to talk about connectivity and how the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 fare in the modern day tech specs department. The Buds Pro 3 features some of the latest and greatest Bluetooth connectivity technology with Bluetooth 5.4 support for longer range and stronger overall signal strength, with the ability to also connect to up to 2 different devices at once. And you are also getting support for the AAC, SBC, and LDHC audio codecs, which I'm happy about, but also not completely content with. You see, the reason for this is that I like that we can get support here for a higher resolution audio codec over Bluetooth with that LDHC, and you are gonna wanna use that. But the problem is, to take advantage of that LDHC audio codec, you are gonna need to connect the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 to a smartphone that also supports LDHC, which at the time of making this video is mostly limited to just the OnePlus, Xiaomi, or Oppo phones. I would have liked to have seen LDAC audio codec support here too, which is a more widely supported audio codec in smartphones, because we already have some great affordable ANC earbuds on the market right now that readily offer LDHC and LDAC audio codec support. And I like to mix and match my different smartphones and earbuds, but maybe that's just me. And if you're wondering how the microphone quality of the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 sound, this is what the microphone quality sounds like of the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds. This is raw audio quality extracted directly from a video file recorded on the OnePlus 12R using the native camera app, so hopefully this gives you a pretty good idea of what to expect. But speaking of sound, let's talk about the sound quality of the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds and how these babies sound when you're actually listening to them. The first thing I have to point out with the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds is that they actually have had their audio tuned in collaboration with Dyn Audio. Dyn Audio has been around for decades, and with that much experience in the audio industry, chances are they know a little something about what they're doing. But as it relates to Dyn Audio's partnership with OnePlus here for the Buds Pro 3, I gotta be honest, I think the partnership actually really paid off, and that the collaboration shows here because these things really do sound so darn good. You can fine tune the way the buds sound within the earbud settings for the Buds Pro 3 by selecting from one of the Dynaudio EQ presets. I actually found the default balance setting to sound pretty darn awesome, but if the highs are just a little too aggressive for your taste, you do also have the option of trying out the Dynaudio featured EQ preset, which I think I've actually decided I like the most. You can, of course, always adjust the entire EQ balance yourself if you want to. You can take matters into your own hands. That's something I actually didn't find myself needing to do with the OnePlus Buds Pro 3, even though I do it rather consistently. But if you wanted to, there is a 6-band audio equalizer at the ready. You can fine tune things even a step further by using something that OnePlus calls Golden Sound. Golden Sound, for all its intents and purposes, is basically the same as an in-app hearing test that you could take that allow the buds to automatically make subtle audio adjustments to the audio mix to bring out the detail and clarity in the frequency ranges where perhaps your ears need a little boost in order to make things sound the absolute theoretical best that they can. Personally, I tried this out and I turned it on, and I do think it makes a positive difference for me. I think it brings out a little bit more detail and clarity that I otherwise would be missing, so I'm a fan. And I use it. I do also have turned on the bass wave feature, which boosts the bass with clarity and fidelity, and I cranked that baby up to a 5, which I don't usually do, but I think it sounds pretty darn awesome and is great for my personal music tastes when I'm using the OnePlus Buds Pro 3. But all in all, using some pretty basic settings readily available for the Buds Pro 3 within the Bluetooth settings, and probably in part because of that 10 Hz to 40 kHz frequency response, I think things sounded pretty darn great. Definitely a pair of earbuds I could find myself reaching for if I wanted a fantastic listening experience, no matter what genre of music I'm listening to, with detail, clarity, instrumental separation, and overall fantastic audio quality. Another feature that the Buds Pro 3 ship with is actually on-earbud spatial audio support. Essentially what this does is it takes non-spatial audio, and essentially turns it into spatial audio through audio algorithms, and I'm assuming with a little bit of AI work. But unlike how this feature works on other earbuds, I have to admit that I wasn't really a fan of how it sounded here on the OnePlus Buds Pro 3. I found that this feature, for most songs, just made things sound a little too jumbled, a little too noisy. Some songs maybe sound better than others, but it's just not a feature I see myself wanting to use or expecting to use in the future. But let's take a second to talk about active noise cancellation here. The Buds Pro 3 are advertised at providing up to 50 decibels of noise cancellation, and I think it's very solid ANC performance that you could be happy with. There is a very slight white noise-esque hiss as part of the ANC, but nothing I was too concerned about. And I think it did an impressive job at lessening the lower to mid-range environmental frequencies. And even though some higher frequencies like voices or conversations taking place around me did come through the ANC a little bit more than I would want them to, all in all, ANC performance that I could accept, and I think it's solid. But with all these features we're talking about, how long could I actually expect the battery to last for? What's the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 battery life looking like? It all depends, of course, but I say figure on about 3 to 4 hours of ANC listening time at a higher volume using the LDHC audio codec with a few additional recharges stored in the charging case itself. When the time comes to recharge the earbuds themselves, you of course just pop them into their charging case, while the charging case itself is able to be charged via USB-C or wirelessly. But with all that having been said, here are my final thoughts on the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds and whether or not I think they're a pair of earbuds that can make a name for themselves in this crowded audio market. Simply put, yes, the OnePlus Buds Pro 3 earbuds are probably a pair of earbuds you could be happy with. They're not perfect, and I am still a little bit bummed that you are gonna have to use an LDHC audio codec supporting smartphone in order to really get the most out of them. But what the Buds Pro 3 lack in terms of perhaps widespread audio codec support, I think they certainly make up for in terms of sound quality. They really do sound great. The OnePlus Buds Pro 3 fall just short of being what I'd consider to be my new favorite and go-to recommended pair of earbuds moving forward, but they're so darn close, and that really shouldn't take away from how great these things look, feel, and sound, especially if you're able to take advantage of that LDHC audio codec. As always, for the latest deals, prices, promos, and information for the OnePlus Buds Pro 3, you can of course always head to my affiliate link, bmac.link/OnePlus Buds Pro 3, or of course as always there's going to be clickable links in the video description box and in the comment section below, so check those out. It is time for me to go work out now, and I'm probably gonna work out with these bad boys. Look how shiny, look how pretty. Pretty earbuds. I will see you guys in my next video.